What?
No, just start it. I like it.
This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. This is our advice to take the following steps. If exposed, remove from the boat.
Podcast for the curious mind. I don't know what that means.
I love the intro, bro.
Live. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
I like the countdown music the best. Like
intro,
I'm
though.
just that 23 seconds of whatever that is it's electric.
That's
It's electric. I like it. I don't like the slurpy sound in the back. I gotta like it gives me shivers every time he's like.
Does it? That's the idea.
He's whispering
You don't even know what
something
he's saying.
to you. Yeah.
The secret
Subliminal.
message.
Yeah.
Yep. You gotta play it. You gotta find a way to play it in reverse, and you'll hear the secret message. It deals with 4 philosophers. That's a hint.
Oh, I was hoping it was talking shit on the Cornhuskers. That would have made me laugh. You know.
Nope, saving that for a different podcast.
Yeah.
Saving that for a different podcast and Twitter handle. But that is not the focus of today's subject. That's not why you tune into Phantom Facts. You tune in Phantom Facts because there are Phantom Facts that need to be found. And as far as we've been gone, 2 weeks now?
I think so. Something like that.
We're gonna blame it on May. May has fucked up our schedule, and although we forgive him by allowing him back on the show today, he's on a thin line. It's like whether we call that a Monty line. So
A Monty line. Okay.
I actually fucking talked to him
All
the
right.
other day. Well,
I teased.
texted.
No, I'm just teasing. Different times. Maui fires. Maui fires happened how many days ago? About 2 weeks ago, didn't it?
Was it last week? Wasn't it?
What?
Yeah,
We're
something
not
like that.
quiet here. We're just being all quiet. What? I mean, it's the Maui fires. All right. Do you remember the timeline of how this disaster unfolds? Like, I
don't know anything really about it. Because I was just like, it's Maui. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
what I
it
mean?
did, yeah. You just were like, fuck the rich people.
I know.
In a way. Yeah. I know not all those people were wealthy, but they
Yeah.
were living on a tropical island. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow. That is some. That
And
is
if they're
some
too
mountain
dumb
man
to not
hate.
get out of their car when the fucking fire are coming, I'm sorry.
Interesting. Okay, no. It's
I-
interesting. You always
don't
have the hot
know
take.
in-
Devin.
I do
You are the
believe
Skip Bayless of this show. If there was a Skip
Yeah.
Bayless, you are him.
Yeah.
You-
take it. I'll be that guy. I'll be the antagonist.
Yeah,
All right.
that's
Well,
you.
maybe once you hear the story, once again, you will have to stick your big fucking foot in your mouth.
I'm sure somebody wants
All
to buy
right,
that property. Yeah, it's probably what's going on.
No, we're going with the facts. All right. We'll start, as we always do with Phantom Facts, we'll start with the facts, the official facts being given to us real time. So when this fire happened, supposedly the official story is overhead lines fell down, started arcing, which lit the dry brush ablaze. The construction workers that saw it happen went, used their 2 water tankers, and then called the fire department. The fire department shows up, and at 3:30, is it 3:30? Yeah. They say everything's fine. And then 2 hours later, the entire city of now I'm going to slaughter the name, and I apologize for that. Luhana, the town of Luhana is just burnt and gone in 2 hours.
Yeah, I
This
seen some
tired-
photos that are pretty crazy.
And now they're saying that all the kids were home because the kids got sent home early that day from school. And the parents most of the parents were still at work, and no siren was sounded off. And at 3:30, it was declared that everything was under control right before the blaze got out of control. But there was no announcement, nothing. And so what ended up happening is if you were, not paying attention as a 10-year-old does, your house caught on fire, and then it was too late by then because there's no way out and you don't have a vehicle because your parents are home. And so there are reports coming out of locals in Hawaii that are saying over 1,000 dead from this fire, and it's like 80% kids.
What the fuck? I thought it was only like 100 something.
So it started off at 10, and then then it went to like 30, and then it went to like 70, and now it's at like 100 plus. But the thing is there's 1,000 plus missing. Now I've got there's 1,000 plus missing from a 2-hour fire, and reports on the ground is they've only covered 15% of the burn area as far as victims.
Oh dang.
So they're finding bones, and then they're shoveling the ashes next to the bones, and then that's how they're. So it's like mostly kids died in this fire, and that's why. And so and there's a couple of things. So let's see here. I'm gonna try hotkey. Oh no. Share screen.
950 people are still missing. They don't mention kids. They just say people.
Yeah. Yes.
Dude, I didn't know that.
There's very little talk about it, but I'm sharing this on the screen here.
About the kids.
It makes the mayor even a bigger dick. We only use the sirens for tsunamis, so that wasn't even part of the deal.
Well, and we're gonna
see his bullshit, like fucking asshole.
Oh yeah, Matt Wallace is where I've been getting a lot of my stuff from.
Just string him up.
So and there's
the soles of his feet.
A lot of weird. There's a lot of. We'll get to. We'll get to the weird for sure, but let's see here.
This is really weird because I don't even have Fan and Fact Society doesn't even pop up on my Twitter feed anymore. It's like.
Really? Well, if you don't like actively tweet all the time, sometimes that happens.
Well, I stay pretty.
Or maybe we're being suppressed.
On top of it.
Maybe we're being suppressed.
I mean, it could be. Okay, so here is just a couple. This is local here.
A coalition of community members.
All right, so this is
Ms. Tiare Lawrence. We are not Ohana Olele, a coalition of community members in Lahaina. Today, we call on Governor Josh Green to meet 3 demands for the recovery of the Lahaina community. The demands are: 1, give our community time to grieve. The fire occurred only 10 days ago, and many people are still in shock and mourning. The governor should not rush to rebuild the community without first giving people time to heal, especially without including the community itself in the planning. 2, put the community first in any planning process for rebuilding Lahaina. The governor should work with the community to develop a plan that meets the needs of the people. Fast-track development cannot come at the cost of community control.
I mean, that's fair.
Number 3, we asked the governor.
This is the crazy one. I don't know why she left at 3. I would have let off with this one.
To amend the emergency proclamation to ensure that Chapter 92 Sunshine Law remains in full force. This law guarantees the public's right to know about government decision-making and the discussions and information used in that process. The governor should ensure that all decisions about the rebuilding of Lahaina are made in the open and with full participation of our Lahaina community. We need time to gather all of us together to engage in the important conversations that will be needed. And as Uncle Keomoku reminds us, we are a diverse Lahaina community within our ability to come together, to stand together, to work together.
Okay. So there's some shady stuff already going on with the land. Now, the government has said they're going to purchase all of the land because they don't want predatory people coming to
predatory
buy
people who have eminent domain. Is that what they're going to claim?
Yeah, that's the sketchy part about it is they want to buy all this valuable, expensive land that the locals would not sell, would not give up to the rich, to the mega companies, to all these people that wanted to come into Lahaina, and now it happens to be a fire takes out just the area that they've been fighting for years and years to want to take, but they can't get their grubby little hands on it. So
it could be just it could just be opportunistic. Was they never let a good disaster go to waste?
Yeah, that they created.
Well, maybe not. Maybe it just did happen. Maybe the fire legit just broke out. I mean, have you ever seen videos of like a forest fire and how fast that shit sweeps through and just destroys everything? I'm not just like what happened up in North Denver, where like a couple hundred houses burnt. Remember that shit? And all that stemmed from somebody's freaking like shed or something, like their batteries to their like drills caught on fire.
Yeah, I mean that Matt Wallace guy had a video, and I mean everything you take with a grain of salt, but he has a video of like a beam coming out of the sky. Striking something in the town that starts the fire. It's pretty neat. So
that to me sounds like, man, that's like why would you do that where everybody could see the beam from the sky when you could just have a motherfucker run around with a can and a match? You know what I'm saying? That's like a little bit more discreet than a laser beam coming from space.
Yeah, but
okay,
if you think if it moves fast enough, I mean, if you freeze frame it, you could probably piece it together, but if it's fast enough, it's a strike. I don't think you're really gonna, if you're not looking for it, you're not really gonna see it, right?
So that's the other part we run into with our conspiracies is that it's so easy to like manipulate video either way, whether you're for the conspiracy or against it. You can create pretty significantly believable videos for either biased. True. And so it's hard for me when I see videos of like anything to like believe anything.
Before we get crazy,
that can be totally fake.
Here's I don't know if you guys can see this post right here. This is an account from a Southwest flight attendant, Sarah Trost, 30 years old, from Sacramento, California. She's been posting videos on TikTok. But she claims that talking to a part-time morgue worker on the island who drove her shuttle from the airport to her hotel that day said that there's been 480 people have been confirmed dead so far on the island. Now, officially on the news, I don't even think it's hit that high yet. And that authorities have actually only searched 13% of Lahaina so far. The morgue worker who is volunteering in the search also described finding scores of bodies, adding that many families, including young children, had died at their homes in each other's arms, unable to escape the flames. So there's definitely, I think this is what happens is when you don't just come out and tell the truth of how bad this disaster is, right? If you don't do that right off the bat, well, then people are too smart. They know better than that. You just can't keep small communities from telling the truth. So the small community of Lahaina knows what the death toll is, and I'm sure they can see the news, and maybe not. Maybe they don't see what the news on the states are saying about it. Because right now, I don't know. You could look it up on Google how many are dead from, and I still think they're just saying like 100 plus. Why lie about that?
Well, the other thing too, did you hear the thing about the water? They denied like sending the water to Maui to the hydrants because of like some farmer thing. Like, so like the residents couldn't even get the water to like try to turn their sprinklers on or even like try to help like douse themselves with water. Like the water wasn't even working. Because they
Well,
withheld
and
the
did you
water.
hear about the? Did you watch the? So everyone bitched about the sirens not going off.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see any of this? Let me see if I can find the actual interview. Did you hear about this? So everyone was saying, well, why didn't they sound the sirens when the fire got out of control? Like were they broken? And there was a lot of conspiracy about it. And then let's see here if this is, I think this is,
Yeah, all this seems to be just really fumbled. I mean, it with the fire hydrants, with you not being able to, you can only submit stuff, for the only people that can really help are what, the Red Cross and that other fucking Hillary Clinton goddamn setups that she has. Like local people couldn't send supplies and stuff to Lahana to help aid the people. It only was allowed to come through. Is it FEMA or is it? There was like the two big ones were the only ones that were allowed to provide aid for the locals and stuff, which I thought was.
I think a lot of that is because too, like, you know how like strict they are in trying to keep like, I don't know, foreign plants, foreign seeds like off of the island.
Yeah, I get all that.
Maybe
yeah,
that's why I'm not 100% on that, but yeah, I think it's a little ridiculous the amount of extremes. Like, do you see that video where the somebody's passing out crackers, just like crackers to community? The cops show up and they were told to shut it down. You can't pass out food. I was like, how are these people standing there taking it?
Right?
There's like 100 people in this park getting crackers. That's what they're gonna get to eat. Just some shitty fucking stale bread, you know. And this cop's telling them they can't. Be like, fuck you. Watch me eat this cracker in front of you.
Well, and like they were blocking. I don't know I don't think we talked about this. How they were blocking the exit for these people to get out. That line of cars.
Was that
could not get
out? Can you play that?
So and I'll see if I can't find it. I want to show you guys this. There was so much controversy as why wouldn't you sound off the sirens? And
Are you talking? Huh? Hello?
I think he's frozen.
It's Corey.
What'd you say?
Oh, there you go. Hey, he's back.
You froze.
Oh, can you guys? Are you not seeing the screen share I'm sharing with you right now?
We're just stuck on the news about the sirens not going off.
Yeah.
Let's see here. How about now? No? Oh, I see why. Sorry, fellas. Can power over here.
Did you hear about the Maui residents also getting eviction notices? I shared that one in our little group thread. Yes.
I'm telling you, it smells like shit. Like it's just
yeah. Here, I'll do a quick Google search while you're trying to figure out your shit.
It breaks my heart.
All right.
I don't think I know.
You guys see that?
Are prepared for that. We know that sound. Now there is anger.
Can you guys hear any of that?
Yeah. We
Yes.
can hear.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
To this.
Do you regret not sounding the sirens?
I do not.
I'm flabbergasted by that.
Last Thursday night, Maui Emergency Management Agency Administrator Herman Andaya resigned, citing health reasons. As the fire raged, Andaya was at a conference in Oahu. It's unclear what role he played during the most critical hours when winds reached hurricane strength and the fire was spreading, becoming the nation's deadliest wildfire in more than a century. On Maui alone, 80 sirens are in place, designed to warn residents of impending disasters like tsunamis, hurricanes, and wildfires. Over this past week, we heard shifting explanations from Andaya and other Hawaii officials why the sirens were never activated.
See, it's an outdoor siren. So a lot of people who are indoors, air conditioning on, whatever the case may be, they're not going to hear the siren. The sirens, as I had mentioned earlier, is
What a
used
fuck.
primarily for tsunami. Had we sounded the siren that night, we're afraid that people would have gone Malka. And if that was the case, then they would have gone into the fire.
People are not dumb. People know what to do.
Ii says she was lucky to get out. We met her and other families today in Lahaina as they gathered to
Wait.
Ii says she was lucky.
Is that the
to get
same
out.
lady signing for him?
People are not dumb. People know.
Would have
Oh,
gone
no.
Malka.
Same size. Same size.
And now I'll
Stop
okay.
it. You stop it. The rice and the boga is so good over there. You stop it.
It's a spam and eggs, bro.
Watch the signer's face as he's saying this stuff. Like she's like, I don't agree.
Oh, yeah,
she's like, shaking her head.
she's fed up.
This guy's a
That's-
piece of shit.
Used primarily for tsunami.
Mm.
Had we sounded the siren that night, we're afraid that people would have gone Malka.
Can someone
And if
throw
that
a
was
shoe
the
at this
case, then
guy?
they would have gone into the fire.
People are not dumb. People.
How does this guy not get a shoe thrown at him? You know,
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
something like yelled
like-
at, like you're a piece of shit. Should make
He's gonna
us
take his
reporters.
big fat payday that he got from the
So that's-
government, and he's
so
gonna
the
disappear.
rumors. So I saw the whole do thing, right? Do you know what I'm saying when I'm saying do?
No.
Direct energy weapons. Direct energy weapons, like laser weapons. Right.
That's what we're talking
Shoot
about. So
lasers from
you're
the
on the
sky.
laser.
Microwave beams. Right? It's pretty fucking crazy theory, huh?
Why would we burn down our own city when we could burn down like Tokyo or something? Just saying.
Okay, well, I mean, obviously we don't have the technology for that, right?
We're not
Well,
worried
I'm
about
not
Tokyo.
saying we don't.
We-
They're already
we-
working on laser tech to take out missiles and shit.
It's all about the.
Oh, so we
take
do have
the most
something
valuable
like shoot
resources.
lasers.
They're putting laser weapons on ships, bro, to
Okay.
take out
All right.
like.
Well, I was trying to catch you. You're
well,
on top of your shit.
I am.
I know. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Here, let me just just to show that we're not all crazy here. This is from the U.S. Government Accountability Office from 4 months ago.
Yeah, we're so close to lightsabers. Look, yeah, bud.
Of course, there's going to be an ad, I'm sure.
The Department of
Oh, look at you. You're awesome. South Dakota internet.
Directed energy, high energy lasers, and high powered microwaves. These weapons can disrupt or destroy their targets at the speed of light. For example, DoD has developed high energy lasers that have successfully shot down drones, but speed isn't their only advantage. They're also less expensive per use than traditional weapons like guns and missiles. Despite those potential advantages, DoD has had trouble getting these technologies out of the lab and into service. The Army has developed a detailed transition plan to support moving these weapons into the next stages of development. We recommended that the Navy and the Air Force develop similar plans.
Oh, you recommended it.
You know what we
They already
need
do
is
have it.
we. Yeah, I know. They have no problems. Now they're struggling with it. Supposedly, they don't know how it works, how to get it to work great.
Okay.
I don't think it's
Only when they need
I
to
don't.
drum up something spicy. They're like, "Oh, hey, dust off that button over there." Where do you want it?
I mean,
Hey, you see what they said that on the red phone, like that no one else gets to hear when they're talking to the other three. They're like, hey, do you see what we did to our own people? Yeah. Well, fucking do it to yours too. You just hang up the phone.
yes.
Like these guys are
It's sort of
crazy.
true. It's
Yeah.
sort of true. Well, and I mean, here's the thing. Like, they caught someone. Maui police made 3 arrests in connection with series of intentionally set brush fires. And this was May 13th, 2022. A little over a year ago.
They caught 3 different people at the same time?
Yeah, so it must have been like 3 guys.
Oh, I see what you're
together.
saying.
We're setting brush fire.
Is that planting the seed?
I mean, you seen that where that city is? I mean, it's like prime, like let's build a big ass resort right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm telling you. Yeah.
Now, like I said, it could be just opportunistic dish. Like, hey, all the demolition's been taken care of. Swoop in here and buy this land. You just start from scratch.
Buy the land that the locals didn't want to sell you for even generational wealth. I mean, that was
for cheaper than you would have had to pay too, probably.
Yeah, and that's what Twitter. That's what it's all been over Twitter is just the fact that if that is for the way for the government to come in and just they're gonna take it over now, like it stinks. It all stinks. It all stinks because you got all those rich people that live out there or that have homes out there that supposedly were unscathed, didn't get burned, didn't even get, which I'm saying, whatever, they could be in a whole different location, but it's just it all just kind of stinks because that valuable section or valuable area that they've been wanting, the locals don't want to sell, didn't want to give it up. Like, and then all of a sudden this hurricane / fucking fire starts and now the government just takes it over,
Well, they're just temporarily taking it over.
No, yeah, because they're gonna just give it right back.
Well, maybe there are some people there though that would sell though, because they're like, yeah, fuck. It was my relative's house. Nobody's there to say no. Let's just take the money and run. And now you have like half the land that's owned by some resort now. If they come in and just kind of cease everything.
And Joe Biden has been extremely kind. He gave them $700, not per person, per family. Per family, $700. And that, I think the same day the fire happened, he also asked Congress for like $20 billion to send to Ukraine.
To Ukraine, yeah.
Yeah. But
fuck.
Every family in Hawaii
got $700.
$700, not per person.
Yeah.
Not per person.
Not only does it cost $700 to fill up your Honda Civic and get a gallon of milk in Hawaii, you get it to last. That fucking piece of shit can't even exit stage left. Yet he wants to give $20 billion to Ukraine and nothing to Hawaii. Wow.
It's we start going down that road, and I just roll my eyes at America. Really,
Well, don't say America.
Motherfuckers voted for him, didn't they?
It's not America.
The fuck do you vote for a fucking retard?
Well, because the other one was a retard too. And so there was a choice between 2 artards and everyone picked a side.
Ninja, a gated community for the rich.
Everybody ignored the fucking doctor that was running.
Yeah, well, that's
taxation on your income, but no,
that's why that's
crazy.
That's why I feel like someone like RFK makes the most sense, because you're not going to change them. So you're not going to change them from an outsider. You're going to have to vote a normal human being that somehow got into that party. You know, and to say
He's
our
in there because of his name.
yeah,
But
Is it?
he's taking advantage of it, which is good for him. Because if he does make it, you know what? I probably will.
The
vote for
whole
him.
indictment for Trump for the whole the voter fraud thing, is it true in like Georgia it could come with like 400 plus years in prison or death penalty?
it's ridiculous.
But
This whole
doesn't he want that? I'm pretty sure this is what he's been wanting. He's been wanting them to bait into this so he can open it all up. Because once it goes into the court, like they're gonna have to look into the shady ballots getting dropped off at 3 a.m, all this shit, right? Doesn't it play to Trump's hand that he wants this to get into a courtroom setting so it can all get fucking opened up and really looked into?
it's interesting you bring that up, May, because that sort of leads us right into our next segment.
Yeah, everyone, you can sing along too. It's Moloch News. Moloch News. He's out there to eat kids and Jews. It's Moloch.
Moloch News, everybody.
It's an update, everybody.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll land on Uranus. Nice tight fit.
What the fuck?
I always forget about the ending part of that. The ribbon. So, it turns out that Epstein was the middleman, and he appears to be a middleman, I'm sure, in a bunch of situations, but he was a middleman between a lawyer in the Obama White House and JP Morgan. So, and that's a bit inflammatory. So what that actually means is that someone in the White House funneled funds through Epstein to the Virgin Islands through Chase Bank, and Chase Bank did not flag any of those transactions that were made, even though there would have been several situations where you would have flagged by federal law. So, and it was going through Epstein's account. And now the attorney general wanted to sue Chase Bank for this, and she has been relieved of her duties by the governor of the Virgin Islands.
Oh, weird.
And she came out in a press conference saying that she believes the governor is controlled, or if she said it, either she's in play or controlled by whatever is regarding that decision when it came to investigation of Chase Bank transaction. So that's
everybody's got a price, my friend.
Yes. Yep.
Everybody can be bought.
Yep. Absolutely. But I think it's like the first time it's been so public. Like, and even it's not public, but it's still more public than it's ever been. This used to be around in small circles where guys smoke cigars in closed room and be like, wow, you know what? I heard about it, but that's all, they never, but now you can go online and look it up and see what she says. And the people she would have whispered it to before the internet now get a wider, there's a wider audience of
harder to suppress,
which is a good thing. That's a good thing, I think, like, especially in situations like this. Like, I mean, look what it did to a lot of the wealthy there in Britain. They've already gone through this section of their Epstein. I think it was like in the late 90s when they found out all these lords and stuff were, having child sex parties and stuff. And, a lot of them, that's what the whole Prince Andrew was a part of, he didn't get in trouble. I mean, he did. They took his badge, and then they put him in like a 92 bedroom house and not the
less clean.
He had to get rid of
so disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like what it's gonna take to for like total overthrow is just mass people to lose everything, really.
I'm starting to feel like that Civil War 2.0 is just right around the corner.
It gets there, but like a lot of people got to lose their shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's when that's when the fit hits the fan.
Yeah.
Well, and people got
get to where I have nothing to lose. It's time.
Mhm.
You're already taking all my shit.
that's the whole problem is the system is built to you have a lot of things you don't want to lose. So
Mhm.
there's less likely to rebel over when you're just, but you talk about inflation and what's going on with interest rates and
Oh yeah, so
it-
you can get lost for a long time in that stuff.
and people are getting pinched everywhere. Gas prices and then these fires. Yeah. So anyway, this is I don't know. I want to talk because I wanted to believe it was due. I did.
You don't
But-
think at all like a small piece? You think it was just a fire to just
Ran a blaze? I do. And that's what I believe. And also, what is it with fucking
it just stinks too
all
much.
these above ground power lines? Like, why we keep putting them above ground when we have the tech to fucking put them in the ground? Like,
Well, that's
I'm
what
not
they were-
saying
that's
I don't
part
know
of
how much money that would cost, but like, when a hurricane comes through and rips everything down, like maybe instead of just putting it right back the way it was, maybe do it better.
Oh,
Why?
speaking of water, did you hear about Arizona?
What's going on?
Arizona.
Did they kick out the Saudis?
Did you
They
hear
were
about
talking
this?
about it.
Saudis are growing alfalfa in Arizona.
And then they ship it to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they're using all the water to grow alfalfa here,
Well,
and then
but
they
they
send
found
it
a
to feed
loophole
their
in
cattle.
Arizona. They
Yeah.
found a loophole in Arizona where if it's like a public water line in the rural area, you can tap off of it for free.
What?
And it's-
And alfalfa is like one of the heaviest
Yeah.
watering like plants that need water too. Yeah. In the desert too. Like there. Yeah, let's put it here.
in Arizona.
Yeah. Not only are they
No.
bamboozling you with the live golf, now they're running an alfalfa scheme in Arizona.
Yeah. So
Do you
there's
feel
been talks
live
of
golf
them.
is bamboozling?
Well, it's just they flex their money. They want to be a part. They want to show good faith.
How much money they're offering soccer players to come play for their league? That is fucking insane. And
I
that guy
would've
turned down
taken-
$1 billion
I'd have
contract.
taken that bag.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like, do I have to cup the balls at the same time? I'm good.
What happened? What happened?
That fucking
Ronaldo-
soccer player. Yeah,
Ronaldo got offered like
he took it, didn't he?
um,
I thought he's getting paid. The other guy is what I'm talking about. He got offered like $1 billion.
Mupe or Mupe, yeah.
Yeah. And he said, "Nah, I'm good." I'm like, "What the fuck? How do you do that?"
He also supposedly is dating a trans woman, so take that for what it's worth.
He took the offer.
No, Ronaldo did, but Mbappe or whatever, Mbupu or whatever. The
Ronaldo's is like ridiculous. It's like
yeah,
$200 million a year or something. He's getting paid for like 4 years or something.
If not, I think it's
something like
more. I think it's more than like LeBron and all them have made in
Oh,
their
yeah.
career.
Yeah.
But
Chief Ninja 83 says Hawaii may become the new gated community for the rich. Now, here's an interesting point since everyone was talking about Oprah. What about the fact that now Oprah has 2 ties of peddling young girls? It happened in her school. She started in Africa, where it turned out to be like a place to abuse young African girls that the staff was doing. And now her spiritual leader for like 25 years has
saw that.
been hit with, they called him John, which like the apostle, was it John? I think it was John that they called him. I forget his name, but it was some like pious popish name, but some guy that had been also raping fucking little girls. So now there's 2 ties to Oprah. And so I mean, it's just coincidences, right? Like if no one's come out and said Oprah raped me, and it could very well be people that work within their organization. You get one bad egg and they attract other bad eggs. These are 2 sort of separately defined things: a spiritual leader and then your schools in Africa.
Sounds like she's a scumbag.
that's great analysis, Chris. That's really
Well, I'm
good.
just saying, like, it wasn't her hiring, a bad egg that, turned everybody else into a bad egg. It was, she's got her hands all over that.
Allegedly.
And then while she gives out her pillows to all the people in Luana, just so they could sleep nice on the cots. Hey, I'm gonna own all your land that was just burnt to the ground, but take these nice pillows.
You get a pillow. You get a pillow. You get a pillow and a finger in the ass.
Yeah. What you want, kid? You get a pillow.
Come sit on Mama Oprah's lap.
Don't be out bad.
Cristiano Ronaldo, with his new salary for the Saudi Arabian team, makes $24,413 an hour, or $633,923 a day, $4.43 million a week, and $17.75 million a month, which equates to $213 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's a lot. I mean, fuck.
Screwed.
Hey, Christian, could you just donate your salary for like 1 week to me? Thanks.
Yeah. I'll take your hour. Wait. I mean, get the fuck out of here.
It's like $406 a minute or something.
Yeah.
Break it down.
Oh, all right. Well, that
make you feel good about yourself and learn how to kick a ball better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck.
You play soccer.
Look pretty. Kick a ball, look pretty.
Yes.
Kick a Coke off the table. Put water there instead.
Hey, you know what? I admire that.
Yeah.
I admire when he did that. Yep. That's exactly what should be done over here.
I think, Warren Buffett, when that happened, he actually choked on his fucking, his Egg McMuffin that morning. He's like, what the fuck did he just do?
What does Alex Jones always cry about when he talks about Warren Buffett? He's always eating ice cream. Remember? Hey, every picture they take of him, he's eating ice cream. You can't get mad at a guy when he's eating ice cream, can ya?
Let's talk about a guy who got wealthy by just being obnoxious and then broke because he's obnoxious. You know what I mean? Everybody just took him to the cleaners.
Full circle.
Yeah.
It's starting again. Like
Yeah.
he's making money. He's making money. Like
It's just a washing machine, rinse and repeat.
Went too far, man.
Still the best video out there is when someone made a song of all the shit he says was about Hillary and
God,
demonize.
We've played that like a handful.
I know.
Of
I
times
can't help it. It's such a good fucking video.
Oh God, it's top notch.
Oh yeah.
Cody's
I love
finding
the internet. I love the internet. There's so many creative people out there that just whoever made that's a genius, but they're probably never going to cash in on it. It's just like they just put it out there and shared it with the world.
When you create something like that, you have to take it for the team and just give it out.
Yeah.
See the penicillin, like that's the guy that created penicillin. He just put it out there.
Yeah, that's true. So there you go, everybody.
He didn't charge anything for it. He just there's plenty of good people like that out there still. So it's always good fighting the evil. I think we should finish the episode on that song. Put everyone in a good mood for the rest of the Sunday. Last Sunday, gentlemen. Last fucking weekend without football.
Oh, I mean, we have preseason. It's kind of filling it a little bit. I'm watching Sports Center. I'm like, enough with the soccer. Fuck. I'm like,
no,
it's
the
championships.
Yeah. Time. But it's time. It's time. All right, everyone. We'll finish with this one. Take it out.
Good show. Have a good week.
Store, the paradigm of absolute control. That's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend.
I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories keeping babies alive. Selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under They have green-looking skin, and they run around screaming, "We love Satan, we want to eat babies." Have them on video.
He does.
Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man.
Oh yeah, way to go.
I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot and the goblins hobbling round coming after us.
He actually
Spirit
said
gets
that.
close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, "We love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good. Oh, they're so sweet."
That is